Hey everybody! Well, my first Dummy Funnies edition is less than 1 day old, and already we have 38 subscriptions, and that video so far has got almost 600 viewers. So I'm not gonna beg, but please subscribe. I want 100 subscribers, hopefully by the end of the week. Okay. So hopefully I'm going to be improving things with these videos, and this might look a little chopped up because I'm still not 100% sure if YouTube is going to let me have a video go up over 15 minutes. Hopefully they verified it, and I'm real. YouTube, I'm a real channel. I've got 38 subscribers, almost 600 views. Please let me have more than 15 minutes. But on the off chance that they don't, I'm going to go back and cut out. I'm just going to leave my gems in here and to get under 15 minutes. But you know what? In general, I don't think it's a good idea to have a video run more than half an hour. People lose interest, and that's just my philosophy. Also, as far as this lighting, I actually was going to try for some natural lighting, and I might in my next Dummy Funnies edition out on the patio with natural lighting. The problem is we've been assaulted by leaf blowers around here. In fact, you might hear it slightly in the distance, but at least indoors it's less of a sound. So I didn't want to take that chance. I hate the leaf blowers, don't you? Okay, so anyway, enough about me and my problems. Oh, and by the way, if you have any suggestions, I'm open. Now, a couple of posters on the Free Republic, everybody seemed to like it, except a couple of posters generally did not. But the problem is they didn't say why. I'm be cruel, but be true. Just tell me if there's something you don't like about these new video Dummy Funnies. Let me know. But don't just be vague about it. Like, I hate it. I hate this. Well, yeah, fine. I know you don't like it, but tell me why. What is it? Maybe I can change something. Maybe I can get a personality implant. Don't think that's possible. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to the dummies. And here we are is the first. Oh, here, I love this. This is a big theme, then. How do you cope with Trumpers in your family or close associates? Yeah, the thought crime of supporting Trump. That's big with not just the dummies, but the left in general. They tend to like to stay within their little liberal bubble. So let's take a look. There's only one Trumper in my life. One? Only? Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, how lucky you are. And I only found out because her Facebook posts are all public. Mine are private. I openly talk about how I feel about DT, and she's never given a hint of how she actually feels about anything political. Then I saw her Facebook account. Aha! You found it. A secret Trumpist. A secret Trumper. And now I hardly can stand to be around her. She's the same person, nice on the outside, but I feel like he's the devil and she's a worshiper. Oh, so she's a devil worshiper by secretly supporting Trump. She has posts of Melania and of Trump being prayed over by evangelicals, and she posts lies about Obama. She is an evangelical. Uh-oh. Yeah, see, that should have given you the hint right there. You can't keep that secret. So she probably has lots of friends who believe the same thing she does. I'm sure I'll never change her mind. Living in an area where 83% voted for Hillary, I don't run into these people very often, thank goodness. Well, now that you found out her secret, you don't have to have even one, not even one person that support Trump. You can get purge her and from your life, and you'll be Trump free as far as knowing anybody that supports Trump. Well, you are lucky for the 83% Clinton. As for the other, you have her number and can watch out. Yes, Trump alert! Trump alert! Somebody I know supports Trump. Trump alert! I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's a shock when you unintentionally stumble on someone that you shows a real ugly side of someone you associate with, especially when you thought they were nice people. Oh, God, I thought you was wonderful, a wonderful liberal like me and all my friends, and he was a secret Trump supporter. I've had some of those close encounters. Hey, at least they were close. You didn't actually have the encounter. They were just close encounters. Yeah. Close encounters of the Trump kind. Was this the original poster? No. I'm not. Oh, yeah, here. I'm not letting that asshole ruin my personal relationships. I know a few. Uh-oh. Some I can have a conversation about it with. These are the same people I've always been able to debate about politics for years. We argue over drinks, sometimes heatedly, but we're still friends and family. Some people I never talk about it with because it's better that way. I still love them, but we can't go there, so we don't. Now he's saying something that's sort of heresy, maybe in dummy land. People are more than just their political allegiances. I know people from all walks of life. Some are Republicans that would give you the shirts off their back. Some are Democrats that I wouldn't trust any further. They can spit a rat and vice versa. I cope with them situationally. And you know what? I think you're a lousy free patrol. Way, too much tolerance. I can't take that. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Luna Magica. That's a good name. See, this is the problem I have with this. When people say this is about politics or that people are more than their political allegiances, it almost makes it sound like we are talking about rivalry and team sports. Politics alliances reflect so much more of who we really are. How can someone who would give you the shirt off their back vote for someone who has hurt the most vulnerable in all his life, and now he is using power of presidency to destroy those who are in need and can't defend themselves? How can someone who is decent and has a good heart vote to give such a monster such power? How does a good person vote for someone who mocked it? Oh, yeah, okay, on and on and on and on. So to me, political alliances say so much about the core, the moral fiber of someone. It is something I just can't ignore. So, hey, I don't think you are a lousy free patrol. You are a true dummy, intolerant to the core. Let's see. Here's another here. Trump is not a conservative or Republican. He is a tyrannical monster, and there can be no rationalizing supporting him. In the past, I've known people who were self-identified Republicans. How about, should you be saying self-confessed Republicans? Okay, but they often weren't bad people, just poorly informed. They could be caring, generous. Yeah, so let's see. I agree. You can't be a very good person and vote for a person like Trump. Yeah. If I find out someone is a Trump supporter, I may still speak to them, but cut it short and avoid them if I can. Maybe you should spray them with a can of Raid. Shit. Okay, and there to be. Let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, this dummy here. Yeah, okay. We got a thing with here. I'll highlight it. The microcosm versus the macrocosm. And you know what? Forget it. Okay. I'm gonna put a BS alert on this because I know I've been following the dummies for a year. So BS alert here from Bannon's liver. It's a moral and ethical thing to me. With W, it was policy disagreements. Profound as they were, they had a different feel for me than Trumpsters. I've basically cut every one of them I know out of my life, including one family member. I hope it's not the family member that's paying for the basement you're posting from. Okay. Once the others in the family saw that they learned well enough to, once the others in the family saw that they learned well enough to steer clear of the subject with me. Yeah, well, here's the reason why I called a BS alert on this. Yeah, he's saying it was strictly policy disagreements with George W. Bush. No, sorry to tell you, dummies, but I was following you very closely when George W. Bush was president, and it was personal, you know. I'm trying to think of some of the smirking chimp, they called him. Chimp Hitler, that was another one. I don't know what was with the chimp thing, but it was personal. Don't pretend it wasn't. So BS alert on that. Oh, I love this one. Here, this is great. I was assaulted by a Trump family member recently because I pointed out a change in tax policy that would eliminate the deduction for the family member. I could have called the law, but I would be homeless if I did. Yeah, because I love it. Yeah, you would be homeless because it was probably like maybe one of your parents, and they would kick you out of the basement you're posting from. You're assaulted. Yeah, what did they do? Spank you? Did they spank you? Let's see. Texas Townley. Come on, tell us. Were you spanked? That's assault? The sea hiles are getting to me, along with having a knee ground into... oh, here we go. Texas Townley. The sea hiles are getting to me, along with having a knee ground into my chest and hands around my throat trying to choke me. Yeah. I'm calling a BS alert on this. It's been 5 days and my chest is bruised. My back is hurt and I have nerve pain in my right hip. However, since the family member is a veteran and I've had my share of legal issues, so my credibility is low. It doesn't matter how much I suffer since everyone ignores the issue and says the family member has PTSD. Yeah. So wait a minute. So let's get it. You would be homeless if you call the cops on this family member that supposedly assaulted you. So that means you're renting, or maybe you're not even renting. I think you're just living there free in the basement. This is funny. Having a knee ground, hands around. Yeah, they tried to choke you, right? Okay. Oh, here, somebody's buying the story. Oh, that is awful. I'm so sorry you have to endure that. Here's another one in response. Inform law enforcement if that's an option. That's not a difference of opinion. That's a crime. Yeah, but if you call law enforcement, they're going to kick you out of your basement. Texas Townley will have no place to live. Here's another one on the same subject. You were physically assaulted over politics? Good Lord. Well, that says everything we'd ever know about the person who assaulted you. They're insane. I'm truly sorry. Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Texas Townley has to. We have to believe that he's or she is getting the a knee ground into her chest, and they're choking her or him. It's hard to tell, with the dummies. I love that image. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, there. This is back to the original poster. I'm safe from her proselytizing as far as religion or about Trump, but I'm avoiding her when I can. In my life, she's the only living embodiment of Trump hate masked in that warped Christianity. For example, she says she accepts her son, but she also prays for him because he is gay. I had hoped that her son coming out to her would change her, but obviously it hasn't. How about a son coming out to dummy parent that he supports or she supports Trump. Yeah, they'd be out of the house. There'd be no tolerance for that. But gay, that's okay. So ever since I found out about her Trump worship, I really kind of loathe her, but I can't avoid her completely. Oh well. Sometimes you got to live with them. So you got to force yourself to slightly tolerate Trump supporters, but only for brief periods of time. Let's see. Back to the evangelical thing. If she is an evangelical, she probably won't change her mind. My sister is an evangelical, and they believe it was God's plan to put Trump in the White House. Therefore, he is doing God's will and is bringing about the end as it is written in Scripture. Their pastors preach this from the pulpit every week, and they are looking forward to meeting Jesus in a cloud of glory. So, wait. We have a pastor that we know of, our own Charles Henriksen, who maybe someday, who knows, might be one of the co-hosts of the Video Dummy Funnies. So, Charles, do you preach this from your pulpit every week? How about just last week? Or any week? Okay, let's get back to this. Let's see. My sister and I get along simply because we never talk politics. Well, yeah, and the fact that she lives in Alabama and I live in PA helps too. Yeah, that's why you probably never talk. Like except for maybe once a year at turkey dinner, where you're probably steaming that you're that close to a Trump supporter. Let's see. Here we come back to evangelicals again. I don't know what this hang up with dummies and evangelicals believe Christ will appear in the clouds when the end struggle begins on earth, and in a blink of an eye, the chosen them will be gathered in his arms to be taken to his Father, and there they will have eternal life in a place so beautiful we on earth cannot imagine it. They will also believe that God put Trump in place to start the last war. Therefore, they rejoice him for what he is going to do for them. And the start of the last war part could very well come true. He has the codes and could start a nuclear war. And he certainly is making us the enemy of most of the nations on earth. That is why he is so scary. He is pure evil. Yeah, well, he's doing a pretty bad job of starting the last war, especially since he had a real good chance, actually, with North Korea, right? Remember when the little rocket man was, like, daily threatening to nuke the United States? What happened with that? He did something wrong. Trump did something wrong. Instead of getting to his face, they had a summit and became friendly. And now we don't hear little rocket man threatening nuclear weapons so much. So, and then also removing the troops from Syria, yeah, and Afghanistan. So if he's trying to start the last war, he's doing a lousy job of it. Damn you, Trump! You can't even do that right. You can't start the last war right. Okay. Oh, jeez. Let's see. Oh, here's a lucky guy. Arkansas Granny. I am so fortunate that there are no Trumpers in the family, and I have resolved not to discuss politics with Trumpers at work. It is a small company, and most of the guys don't really follow politics anyway, so that seems to work. Yeah, just please, Arkansas Granny, don't bring it up. You know, ignorance is your best ally in this. Don't find out what their politics are. And if it's Arkansas, they probably are big Trump supporters, but at least you won't find out if you don't ask. Don't ask, and they won't tell. Let's see. Let's see. And by the way, to you out there, if you see some, looks like it's spliced together, it'll probably be that moment that just passed where I'm just basically looking. Okay. Let's see. Just like I would deal with anyone else in the grips of psychosis, I try to treat them as sympathetically as I can muster, but basically keep my distance for my own safety. There's nothing I can do to help them. They won't listen to any kind of pathetic of logic or reason. It's sad, and I hope someday they may be able to find a way to heal their pathetic, broken minds, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's see. Here, I like this term. I like dummies, interesting names here. The problem is MAGA KKK cultists are single source fed and don't have a broader view, as opposed to the dummy cultists. I suppose, yeah, they're the MAGA cultists, and you're the dummy. Let's see. I avoid them as much as possible. 2 in-laws and affiliated acquaintances from that side of the family have gone from the garden variety, Ronald Reagan, so dreamy in the peculiar world they inhabit, to straight up Michael Savage, Daily Caller, Breitbart bullshit. Hey, I'm offended. It should be, let's reread it the way I want you to do it in the future. Michael Savage / Daily Caller / Breitbart / Dummy Funnies bullshit. Can you please do that, Hat Track? I'm asking you. Give us a plug. I'm giving you a plug, Hat Track. You give me a plug. Oh, and by the way, subscribe while you're at it, Hat Track. Okay, Half Track or Hat Track, whatever. Yes. Oh, here's a practical solution. Magic carpet. Tattoo a swastika on their bottom forehead, just above the nose area. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're going to do that? Give them a big juicy kiss on each cheek. Turn them around so they are facing away from you. Give them a gentle tap on the fanny. And shout out, get the F lost. You are just a colossal waste of my time. I'm done with this shit. You know what? That sounds like, actually, that's what basically, remember when Judge Jean Perot was on, Judge Jean was on The View on ABC? This here, get the F lost. That basically is what Whoopi Goldberg was screaming. Yeah, she wasn't on there. Justice Jean wasn't on there very long, and it was just too intolerable. And Whoopi Goldberg said, "Ow, I can't stand it. You support Trump? Ow, I can't tolerate it." So there. Let's see. I avoid my country cousins like the plague, and I do not talk politics with my friend who voted for I won? I don't know what that is. Fonda from 12 Angry Men. I don't know what that means. You know what? The 12 Angry Men. You know, I've been to Am I the only one? You know what the most memorial scene of 12 Angry Men is for me? And it's not what you think. It's when they took that bathroom break. Now, you remember what's the first thing that if you're like arguing a case or doing anything really, and you take a bathroom break, what do you do if you're a guy? Because it's 12 Angry Men, you take a leak, obviously. But in 12 Angry Men, they walk into the bathroom, and this bathroom had no toilets. It just had sinks, and they're just washing their hands. Yeah, and this is weird. Okay, the movie was made in I guess the Hollywood Code kind of was strict until about 1954, and that's when that guy, I'm trying to remember his name, that was in charge of it, he left. Joseph Breen, I think it was Breen, yeah, Joseph Breen left at 54. They started easing up, but I guess they didn't ease up enough by 1957 to have toilets. In fact, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think the first movie to actually show toilets was No Time for Sergeants. Remember when the latrine duty officer? Okay, let's get back to the dummy funnies. Just a thought here. I mean, I have always thought that was kind of weird seeing in 12 Angry Men. They go to the bathroom only to wash their hands because there was no toilets. I'd be like, oh, please, can you ease up the Hollywood Code so I can go to the bathroom? Please, I can't take it. My bladder's killing me. Sorry, you have to wait another year until No Time for Sergeants. Oh, okay, I'll try. Okay, let's see. Just had a cousin send a friend request. Went to his page and saw the stupid and decided to delete the request. Have unfollowed or unfriended a few others. In person, we don't talk about it, but I'm always afraid one will be visiting mom when I'm there, and when they say something political, I may have to leave before breaking with them entirely. Yeah, oh God forbid that your cousin brings up politics. I don't make a point of ignoring them, but keep my distance when possible. Yeah, God forbid, please, I don't want to hear other views. Yeah, I love how the left talks about diversity, but except the big exception is political diversity. That's forbidden. No political diversity. That's not permitted. As we're seeing right here, this absolutely proves it. This is, and by the way, it's not just the dummies. It's generally true on the left. I mean, like, for example, how many people that work at the New York Times support Trump? Well, there might be one, but when they find out, he's gone. He's fired. So the one secret Trump supporter that works at the New York Times, just keep your mouth shut, because if you let it out, you're gone. Okay, back to this. We cut them out of our lives and stopped going to church. So where do you go now? To the Church of Satan? We're both repelled by the likelihood that 81% of the people in our congregation were Trumpers. Yeah. Are you Peter Strzok? Did you smell them? Could you smell their Trump support? Okay. Ironclad, absolute rule. Family before politics. No exceptions, no exclusions. Okay. You lousy freeper troll! You're too tolerant. That's not permitted. Doesn't work for everyone, but my dad worked for Franco and my mom was IWW. Franco. Is this the Franco I'm thinking of? As in Generalissimo Francisco Franco is still dead. And your father worked for him? In fact, I think your dad was the guy that used to go out on the balcony every day and announce to the world the latest press release. Generalissimo Francisco Franco is still dead. Or was he still living? And your mom was IWW. That's International Workers of the World. What the hell? That was like, you know, when I don't know, are you familiar with the IW? That was the Wobblies. That was their big era, was the like around 1916, 17, 18, 1920. After about 1922, they were through. Big Bill Haywood, one big union. I mean, are you kidding me? Your mom? I mean, yeah, my mom must have been born around 1900, but you know, okay. I mean, you know, I'm no youngster, but my mom was born after pretty much when IWW was just gone. All right, so let's see. Oh, here we go. As a anti-theist, do you mean atheist? Just say that. Okay, as an anti-theist, to be honest, I am more sickened by having to be in the presence of anyone with an invisible sky fairy friend than I would be by anyone of any political belief or practice. But in both cases, I remain polite and friendly and regard anyone who can't and doesn't as merely a primate who has learned not to make messes in the house. Yeah, I love how the dummies think they're so scientific, you know, above superstition, and then they worship Goddess Gaia, right? And by the way, the astrology is really, really big. In fact, I might do a doofoo on that in the near future. Mr. Who's that? The Mouth, yeah, Mr. Anti-Theist, the Invisible Sky Fairy. Yeah, maybe, speaking of which, maybe the fairy Tinkerbell will sprinkle pixie dust all over the polling places in 2020 to get the Mussolini, Mango Mussolini out of office. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you don't look, okay. Hmm. Oh, here's another moment in tolerance. I never talk about politics with the Trumper in my life either, but I can hardly stand to be around her because I understand her a lot better now. Her niceness around me doesn't match her Trumper views. Yeah, she's a nice person, and even if she's not discussing politics, just the idea that she supports Trump makes it intolerable to be around her. Let's see. I only know one. Oh, lucky you, Tavernier. Lucky you. You only know one Trump person. Okay, I only know one. And last week at a party, he came up to me and said that he saw some of my Facebook posts and that we should get together and have a good time regarding politics. I just smiled and said, "No, Bill, there will be no go around because I only have one thing to say, and that is you are way too smart to be duped by this con man for much longer." I picked up my drink and walked away. Ran into him a couple of times later in the evening, and no more was said. Yeah, just wow, you are quick on your feet. I'm not so good in responding in real time. Yeah, you want to try doing the dummy funnies? You got to do it in real time, man. I only think of two things to say while I'm trying to fall asleep. Oh, please, Trump be gone. Trump gone. Trump gone. Uh, the Trumpers in my family have been remarkably quiet over the holiday season. Barely a peep from them. I think they are having second thoughts, or at least they know they don't have a leg to stand on. Well, you know what? A holiday season, maybe at Christmas. Do you think maybe they might be thinking of other things than just politics? They're not having second thoughts. They're just not. Their thoughts just aren't on the politics. On maybe Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Okay, let's say New Year's Eve. You're going to be thinking about politics. You know, you're going to be a little bit too much to have your mind on that. Okay. See. Hey, I like this. I might sit out Christmas with my dad's side of the family next year. It's not the same with my grandparents now being gone, and that's the side of the family that has some rather vocal Branch Trumvidians. I love it! Wait, let me highlight this so you can see this. Remember this. Branch Trumvidians. I love that. I love it. It's like Mango Mussolini. I'm going to remember that. Trump supporters are now Branch Trumvidians. So thank you, 47 of 74. My one aunt Liz loves to start political crap at family gatherings, defending her hero Donald F. Beyond that, I just don't gel with that side of the family quite as much. You mean the Branch Trumvidians? I love that. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh. Here's something. Just a warning to Dummy Vinka not to do something in China. I'm just gonna get right to it. I spun around newly found Winnie the Pooh. I spun around newly found Winnie the Pooh cake plate in hand and said to the guy, "Who is in favor of the wall? I've got two words for you: tunnel and ladder." Well, no, let's forget that. Here's what you don't do in China. Winnie the Pooh cake plate. Now, I don't know if you know this. This is a funny story, but did you know that Winnie the Pooh pictures or any kind of illustration is banned in China? Why is it? Because the leader of China, Xi, he's a lot of people have compared him, mocked him as looking like Winnie the Pooh. So as a result, Winnie the Pooh, it's like a crime. You could probably serve a term in prison. Probably would if you walk around with a picture of Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh cake plate. That probably also is a no-no. And the funny thing is, I never thought about him looking like Winnie the Pooh until he banned the Winnie the Pooh images. And I'm thinking, God, you know what? He actually does kind of look like Winnie the Pooh. And the other thing about Z, the thing about Z is, come on, does the guy really have charisma? I mean, he's trying to be president for life now and all that. And the thing is, they're also suggesting, and in fact asking or demanding that people that are religious, they're cracking down on the practice of religion, and they're telling churches and homes that have any images of Jesus, I kid you not, to replace them with the great leader Z or Winnie. So, I mean, if you have a Winnie the Pooh picture, you take down Jesus, you put up Winnie the Pooh, you got Z. But, I mean, come on, man. When you look like Winnie the Pooh, are you really going to make such a ridiculous demand? I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. It's not like people, like, worship this guy, even in China. They all right, okay. So, anyway, Vinka, Dummy Vinka, just don't do the Winnie the Pooh cake there. So, I got off topic. And you know what? Not only am I going off topic, I've gone to pretty much the end of the Dummy Funnies. So that's it for now. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow or maybe even sooner with the next Dummy Funnies edition. So long.